San Antonio. Foul on Peterson.
Well, the questions coming into Game 7 was the mobility of David West. You see right here, he faces up for an easy jump shot, and he runs the floor for the follow-up dunk. And then right here, this is the true test on how the back is feeling. Roberto pushing in that back, a nice little fadeaway soft shot. So already, David West, 4 of 6, 8 points in this first quarter.
Both coaches make changes. Gennaro Parker, who has not shot well in this series, coming on for Mo Peterson. Kurt Thomas with the ball, just checked in along with Ime Udoka, who has shot exceptionally well. Duncan, yes.
And rarely do you see that by Tim Duncan. A down screen by Tony Parker, a guard, and he comes off like he's Rip Hamilton or something. Nice little mid-range shot.
Duncan with 8 points. And Dick Bavetta indicating some chips of ice or popcorn that have fallen out of the court.
You see the nice right here. This is like big on big down here. Kurt Thomas is screening. He just comes down. We talked about Tim Duncan going early, not allowing the double teams. It's going to be tough to double team Tim Duncan when he's catching it at the top of the free throw line. So what's going on here? We have the ring of fire and the hold delay. And now we've got popcorn on the floor for Game 7.
At first I thought perhaps someone had a beverage jarred loose and the ice came out of the court, but someone obviously tossed popcorn. A wonderful gesture.
Oh,
yes.
It is ice. It does look like ice. On that particular shot right there, it looks like a mixture of ice and popcorn.
All right.
That's a heck of a combination.
It is ice. So both clubs head back to their respective benches. We have 3:45 left in this first quarter. And the Spurs have taken an 18-16 lead. A San Antonio team that went 56-26 in the regular season. Same record as New Orleans, but the Hornets finished on top in the Southwest Division by virtue of the conference record, which placed them as the number 3 seed, New Orleans number 2. In the first round, San Antonio knocked out Phoenix in 5, which has certainly turned things up and down in the Valley of the Sun. And the Hornets, as I mentioned, same record, 56 wins, 26 losses. One of the surprises of the season. Byron Scott winning Coach of the Year honors. They take the Mavericks in the first round in 5. The first best-of-7 series win in franchise history. And their first 50 victory season since back in 97-98. Let's check in with Craig.
Well, Mark, we cannot blame this delay on Super Hugo, the mascot for the Hornets. This blame goes actually to the bench of the Hornets. When Mo Peterson got that second foul, he came over and tried to take a quick seat next to Bonzi Wells, and the drinks that were sitting there on the bench spilled onto the court. Steve Javie knew where it came from, but didn't know who was the culprit. He went over there and warned him that they could be caused a game delay.
So it was not a fan. It came from the Hornets bench. Did I mention that Craig Sager has been banned from talking to Super Hugo, the Hornets mascot?
I'm just glad that Super Hugo had nothing to do with that. Poor guy's been thrown underneath the bus enough in this series.
See, he won you over. He came over, shook your hands.
Yes, he did. I'm cool with Hugo now.
San Antonio with a 2-point lead as we come up on 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Parker kept alive by Thomas. Knocked it off the double, had it slapped away. Good hustle by Parker, but he knocked it out of bounds.
This is the most I've seen Tim Duncan be aggressive before the double teams all series. Understanding he was a little bit under the weather in games 1 and 2, but he is not settling, waiting for the double team to come.
Udoka, he's had the hot hand, try to get it down low. And it's a jump ball. Timeout is taken by the Hornets with just under 3 to go in this first quarter. It is the 7th and deciding game of the Western Conference semifinal series.
When your enemies are without honor, bring them only vengeance and death. Rated M for mature.
Chili cheese coney for 99 cents? How about it? You know, I try and live my life by the 3 C's as often as I possibly can.
The 3 C's.
Chili, cheese, coney.
How does that guide you? Live your life by chili cheese coney?
I follow the path of the coney. That I can tell you.
This is too much.
And chili to you, my son.
99-cent regular chili cheese coney. Now at Sonic. A hearty dose of Sonic deliciousness for just 99 cents. And stop in for happy hour. Half-price fountain drinks and slushes every day from 2 to 4 p.m.
TNT's award-winning NBA coverage is presented in HD with 5.1 Dolby Digital Surround Sound. Brought to you by DirecTV, the best way to watch sports. High drama in high definition. The NBA playoffs on TNT.
You're just not getting it, are you? Look, you've got to trust me. It looks brilliant.
I don't want to wear the hat. It's a cliche.
It's a classic. This is a spot for your new barbecue bacon sirloin burger. People want to see the 100% sirloin patty, the fried onion rings, the bacon, the melting cheese, and barbecue sauce on the toasted bakery-style bun. And they want the hat.
Oh, so to prove that I'm using real sirloin, should I wear horns?
Stand by with the horns.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. The event you've been waiting for is on. Honda's Memorial Day Race to Save, our biggest event of this or any year. Running now, but not for long. We'll have sensational offers on all models, like 0.9% APR financing on 2008 Accords, Pilots, and Odysseys. That's right, 0.9%. So race on down to your Northern California Honda dealer today, because after Memorial Day, the race is over.
To win a best of 7. Ginobili for 3. Yes! Nowitzki goes right at Bowen. And the foul! Backhouse. Yes. The celebration is on in Dallas. They win in overtime. Well, the Spurs' overtime loss to the Mavericks in the 2006 Western Conference semifinals. The last time San Antonio played in a Game 7, his last playoff series loss. Tim Duncan went for 41 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists in that defeat.
And people fail to realize if it wasn't for that Ginobili foul on Dirk Nowitzki right there, that easily could have been another championship, as they probably would have went against Miami and won that series for Tim Duncan. And, you know, I applaud this guy because obviously he was struggling in game 1 and 2. And never once did you hear Tim Duncan come out and say, I was sick, I wasn't at my best. He let everyone else do his talking for him.
Off the tie-up. Jump ball between Duncan and Margo. And it's controlled by San Antonio. Tim Duncan, it is his 3rd Game 7 over the course of his career. Udoka, yes, he line drives it. What an impressive series Ime Udoka has had, and that's why he's in the rotation in front of Michael Finley here tonight.
Well, that's what Greg Popovich says because of his recent play. His minutes are up from games 4 through 6 up to 21 minutes now. And 5 of 5 in game 6, 13 points, 2 of 2 from long distance.
Shot clock to 2. Stojakovic had it batted away. Parker putting the speed on. Parker stays with him. Here's Thomas. Rebound comes to Chandler. Byron Scott has Paul and Pargo in the backcourt. Stojakovic up front with Chandler and West. Here's the lead. Oh, Chandler mishandled, but was able to back tap it. Stojakovic for 3. Run down by Thomas.
Well, if I'm Pager, when you get Bruce Bowen up in the air, it's okay to take a couple dribbles in and knock down an 18-footer. You don't have to settle for the long ball.
7-0 run by the Spurs. Duncan off the fake. Offensive foul, says Scott Foster.
And that's good defensive presence there by Gennaro Cargo right there. Understanding that Tim Duncan right there trying to put the ball down right here where he should have took the shot. Takes the ball off the dribble right there. Cargo does a good job of sliding his feet over and taking the charge right in the chest.
Otto Ginobili is back, coming on for Tony Parker. Leads with a field goal. Minute and a half left in this first quarter. Marv Albert with Reggie Miller, Craig Sager were in New Orleans. As David West continues the hot shooting, 5 of 8. He has 10 points. Remember the last game here in New Orleans. West with playoff career highs. Duncan set the pick. Bowen for 3. Rebounded by Thomas. Udoka from downtown. Thomas with another rebound.
Offensive rebounds. You cannot give this team with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili on the floor multiple looks.
Duncan. And Thomas makes the play. That shot was off the mark, but Thomas able to follow it through.
Well, 3 offensive rebounds for the Spurs and a bucket. This is something that Byron Scott is going to have to address.
Half-minute to go in the first. West off balance and foul. Late whistle, but David West will go to the line. He was fouled in the act. Foul on Bowen. That is his first. National coverage of the NBA playoffs continues tomorrow on ESPN, coming off the epic yesterday. It'll be game 1 of the Pistons and the Celtics. Coverage beginning 7:30 p.m. Also includes the NBA Draft Lottery. That's tomorrow. Wednesday, right here on TNT, game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. We will be in Los Angeles as the Lakers take on the winner of tonight's game. And then Saturday on ABC, game 3 of the Celtics and the Pistons. Coverage at 8 o'clock Eastern time. How about Paul Pierce, 41 points. LeBron James with 45. Celtics have won 14 straight at home, 8-0 in the postseason. Reg, obviously they've had problems on the road, 0-6 in the playoffs away from home.
Well, a fantastic scoring duel by 2 of the superstars in this league, in LeBron James and Paul Pierce. But my question is going to be, are they going to be fatigued going into game 1 tomorrow? Detroit is rested. Chauncey Billups will be back after not playing the last 2 games for the Pistons. Will they be drained?
Rodney Starkey did an excellent job, the rookie filling in for the injured Billups. Detroit and Boston, game 1 in Boston tomorrow night. Shot clock down to 5, and Dick Pavetta calling the foul. It's a non-shooting foul, though. They had a foul to give. So San Antonio with 7 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Michael Finley comes on now for Kurt Thomas. Greg Popovich looking for another shooter. Parker, played by Parker. Oh, nice fake by Parker. Can he get it off? No. And here's Paul from the backcourt, and he is fouled. A bad play by Manu Ginobili.
And I don't know if you're Manu Ginobili what you are thinking. There's no shot for Chris Paul to make this. You just really run by the guy. Now, as the officials huddle, was Chris Paul in the act of shooting on that foul? And I say yes, as right here, Cargo comes up with the steal. As you see Chris Paul, he's in the act of shooting right there when the foul occurs. That's 3 shots.
They will review it, though. It appears that the shot attempt and the foul did come before time run out. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to look at to see if that red light, going to review to see if the shot occurred before the red light and as time expired. But what is Ginobili thinking?
Oh,
the ball is not out of his hands. So is it just going to be a foul and the quarter is over, or are they going to give Chris Paul 3 free throws?
Well, if it's just a foul, it'll be 2 shots because it'll put the Spurs over the foul limit. I think the question is, was he attempting the three? Yeah, before time ran out. Here's another look.
Well, it definitely looks as Paul comes up with the loose ball that the foul occurred, but the ball is still in his hand. So it looks like they may just give him 2 free throws because of the foul instead of 3 with the attempted 3, chucking the ball to the rim.
So the officiating crew, Steve Javi, Dick Bavetta, Scott Foster, checking out the replay.
And always in Game 7 situations, from my experiences, it's always the little things. Turnovers, second shot opportunities, which San Antonio was getting in that first quarter, and silly mistakes like this by Manu Ginobili. Just let Chris Paul go by. What's the percent of him making a shot like that? You put yourself in harm's way, especially on the road for the official to make a call like that.
And that attempt by Paul was from three-quarter court, well into the backcourt of the Hornets.
Well, was he going for a block? Was he trying to impede his progress? I just don't understand why he was even running towards Chris Paul. He really should have been walking towards his bench. I really believe it's going to be 2 free throws. I don't think he had the ball out of his hands for them to give him 3. I believe the foul occurred before the horn sounded.
Now Scott Foster walks over to the San Antonio bench to explain the call. And the ruling is the quarter had run out before the foul took place. And that's a major break for Manu Ginobili and the Spurs. So 1 quarter in the books, and San Antonio in front.
Hi, can I help you?
Yellow Book will always help you find.
So, when are you marrying Mike?
Tom.
Oh.
What you're really looking for. Say yellow to the future. Yellow Book.
After drinking a vitamin water energy, LeBron James found the energy to try ruling another court. He's quickly become the most dominant defense attorney in the state of Ohio.
These documents show my client had nothing to do with this man falling down the elevator shaft, but I don't need him. Was Nikki versus Oregon proves that we are free from the tyranny of false accusation. Besides, objection! Dude's faking. I rest my case.
Vitamins, electrolytes, no sodium, vitamin water, try it.
DirecTV is doing very well in customer satisfaction. What do we do?
I learned this in business school when I read about business school in a book. We can't improve our service, but we can improve the price. We can make it higher.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
We'll get the people with disposable income, and they can dispose of it to us.
And they don't watch TV. They're workaholics.
They wouldn't know HD if they'd sat in their lap and called them mama.
Get more TV for your money. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a screamer down the line that won't singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball-loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
Who is that?
I don't.
Hello? You're gonna die.
Hi.
The Strangers. Rated R.
From coast to coast, cops are cracking down on seatbelt violations. Buckle up day and night, or expect a ticket. Click it or ticket.
This June on TBS, House of Pain returns with brand new, funnier than ever episodes that will make you laugh like never before.
How am I gonna get married like this?
Put on a raspberry beret and hop in your little red Corvette.
And see why everyone's falling for TBS's funniest family man.
I'm losing weight.
Look like you should be floating over top of a parade.
Don't miss the return of brand new episodes of Tyler Perry's House of Pain, coming this June
On TBS.
We welcome you back to the Crescent City, and it's time now for the Coach's Corner presented by House of Pain on TBS. Let's go to Craig with Greg Popovich.
Well, Coach, you always emphasize closing out quarters. What happened in that last weekend sequence there in the first quarter?
On the last play? I guess Manu got a little feisty.
Feisty is how you put it? They planned to double team Tim Duncan every time he has the ball down low, but somehow you've been able to get him loose tonight. How have you been able to do that?
Well, we're just trying to move him around the floor a little bit more and not just have him catch it in the post. But be that as it may, he's going to be there a lot, and we're going to have to make shots.
Reggie, a diplomatic reaction by head coach Greg Popovich. Manu Ginobili was feisty in making the contact with Chris Paul, and Spurs very fortunate that the contact took place following the videotape review after time had run out. Melvin Eli, who just checked in, missing on that attempt to open up this second quarter. Bonzi Wells has come on. Wells is guarding Udoka. Robert Horry hearing it from the crowd. He just came on. Horry played by West. Duncan getting good position down low. Here's the double. Ginobili with time running down. Rebounded by Udoka. Ime Udoka, who, as you mentioned in Game 6, was terrific. 5 for 5, including 3 of 3 from three-point range. 13 points, 21 minutes. Game 4, hit 5 of 8, including 3 threes. Here's Eli getting position on Duncan. And Finley with the rebound and took a shot. Foul is called. And Finley shaken up. He was fouled by Pargo. Well, at the end of that first quarter, here's Steve Javie as we listen in with the explanation to Byron Scott regarding that last second attempt by Chris Paul.
Watch the red light comes on. We couldn't get the clock. The red light comes on prior to the contact, so we can't award him the foul. 3 shots.
Here's a steal by Bonzi Wells. Horry ran by him. Good move by Horry. Did not want to commit a foul, but it bothered Wells.
And yet the Hornets bench has not scored in this game.
Finley's pass picked off, and then Finley called on the foul. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Mark, Reggie just mentioned that the Hornets bench has not scored. We also see a major substitution difference right here. Chris Paul normally comes out, takes his rest at the start of the second quarter. David West is the only starter that usually starts the second quarter with the second unit. But tonight, Byron Scott has decided to go with Chris Paul so far the entire way. Can't afford to take him out, even to give him a rest to start the second.
Well, Byron Scott telling us earlier, Chris might go 45 here tonight.
Well, I kind of equate this to Major League Baseball when a starting pitcher goes to the bullpen and they're available at any point during the game. Chris Paul is going to be available during any point in this game.
Shot clock is at 5. Here's the double on Paul. West played by Alberto. Went to the crossover. Rebounded by Finley. Spurs up by 5. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
When you talk about the bench production, what about the Spurs? Ime Udoka, 5 points. Kurt Thomas only 2, but 5 rebounds as Alberto knocks down another shot.
That's his second field goal. So he has played well. He started the series off the bench. He's been in the starting lineup the last couple of games. Fargo trying to get it down low. It's a kick ball.
And speaking with Byron Scott, he's saying Pargo is the guy that has to be the energizer, that one X factor for the Hornets. He's really struggled in this series. He's got to come back to life like he did against Dallas, averaging 14 points in that series.
And this after a solid regular season. Paul not able to hit, but does on the follow. That's his second field goal. San Antonio with a 5-point lead. Parker. Eli with the rebound. There's Pargo, got the step. One-handed by Ori. Greg Popovich telling us he's hoping for some magic from Robert Ori, who's come up big in these type of situations. Ori reaching in, got a piece of it for the steal. Timeout is called by the Spurs, and Greg Popovich is upset.
And what he's so upset about is the careless turnovers, especially right there by Manu Ginobili.
It's a 27-22 lead for the Spurs. Seventh deciding game of this Western Conference semifinal series. Lakers waiting in the wings.
Israel's greatest soldier dreamed of being New York's hottest hairstylist.
Have you ever worked with kids before?
At least it's a good time to shave his neck. I would get him quick.
On June 6th.
Stay out of my business, Mustafa. This is not my name. You like to insult people? Was that your feet? Yes.
Adam Sandler.
Deals 4 more.
You don't mess with a Zohan. Rated PG-13. June 6th.
You ready? Yeah.
Can I take your order, please?
Give me the beat. Yo. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat. Steph, give me something big. With a bunch of beef. 89-cent cheesy double beef burrito. Well, I pay more. That's big and cheap, yo. So here's what we do. I want one. You want one too? I forgot my wallet. I gotta spot you? Hey, you gotta spot me. Whatever. This is the jam. You want? Should we come around? Do pull up. I'm going.
The winner of Europe's SUV of the year with 200 turbocharged horses. You done? The all-new Volkswagen Tiguan. Wait, Europe's SUV of the year? You're so compact, you're practically my size.
Europeans are crazy.
Technically, I'm European.
Exactly.
Woo! Wait, I had a clever comeback.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
Hey, Steve, what's with the pep rally?
Well, you're selling in record numbers, more popular than ever with students, but what are we gonna do? Fight! You know, you have that built-in eyesight camera and that super stable operating system. You run Microsoft Office so well. Maybe that's why you're the #1 notebook on college campuses.
Next number one!
What?
Next number one!
No, you're supposed to be cheering for me.
PC's number two! PC's number two!
They are modern-day cowboys, risking it all in the hunt for the buried treasure that fuels America. Black Gold, an all-new series, premiering this June on True TV. Not reality, actuality.
Let's take a look at tonight's Yellow Book Future Faces. And looking ahead to the Western Conference Finals, the Spurs went 2-2 against the Lakers during the regular season. Tony Parker led the way, averaged shade over 20 a game, plus 6 assists. As for the Hornets, they also split 4 games with the Lakers, as Chris Paul averaged 23 plus 15 assists, including a career-high 21 assists against LA back in early November. Go to TNT Overtime on NBA.com for more Yellow Book Fresh Faces content. And in the playoffs, the Lakers have won 8 of 10 games. They swept Denver, beat Utah in 6, 6-0 at home in Los Angeles, where they have not lost since back on March the 28th. Overall, going back to the regular season, the Lakers have won 16 of their last 19 games. Ori is open for 3. Yes! Robert Ori from downtown, from the elbow to extend to a 30-22 lead, biggest lead of the night for the Spurs.
What did Popovich said? Maybe they can get a couple points out of Big Shot Bob tonight, and right there, a pick and pop right there.
Eli stripped and fouled.
Well, what are you going to do when you run a pick and roll with Manu Ginobili and Robert Ori right there? And either you've got to switch that or you've got to hard hedge it. But if you're going to hard hedge it, you've got to have someone running at Robert Ori, because this is all he can do now in the twilight of his career is pick and pop.
Melvin Eli hitting the first of two. Go to the expanded TNT Overtime at NBA.com and check out Reggie's Mailbag, presented by BlackBerry. Reggie Miller will answer all your questions concerning his clutch shooting and his over-the-top respect for courtside celebrities. TNT Overtime at NBA.com, where you can get TNT NBA Thursday 7 days a week. The call is away from the ball. Hornets really struggling here in the second quarter. Only 1 of 7 from the field. Foul is called on Wells. That's his first. Tyson Chandler is back, coming on for Melvin Eli.
Well, I knew the benches were going to be critical in this Game 7. 1 point for the Hornets, 10 for the Spurs, and it's a luxury that Greg Popovich has as Bonzi Wells kind of trips over Robert Horry for yet another team foul for the Hornets.
That's team foul number 3 on New Orleans. And now Greg Popovich continues to shuffle. Ime Udoka, Bruce Bowen, and Tim Duncan coming on.
Well, both coaches are going to have a tight leash with their benches, and who plays right now in Game 7, you're going to ride these starters even though the Western Conference Finals starts on Wednesday. It doesn't matter. You've got to get there first. It takes 45, 48 minutes. Players are going to play it.
Shot clock to 5. Here's Parker with a teardrop. Pargo on the run. Pargo is fouled. Fouled from behind the basket. Will not count, so Gennaro Pargo, putting the speed on, was hit by Bowen.
Yeah, but if I'm Pargo, I've got to have the presence of mind to know that I'm going to take the bump and continue to try to go up for the lane. He gives the pass off, and it's not a shooting foul.
Pargo.
So it's an empty possession right there, where he at least could have been at the worst-case scenario, shooting 2 free throws.
Touched on earlier, he has not shot well in this series. Only 11 of 45 coming into tonight. Wells now guarding Parker. Udoka. Here's Bowen on a quick release from downtown. Just didn't beat the shot clock.
Good presence of mind by Bowen, understanding that the shot clock was running down.
Spurs have opened up a 10-point lead. There's the lob for Chandler. Nicely done by Paul. Third field goal for Tyson Chandler.
And Robert Horry is telling Tony Parker, that's your rotation over, because if we're going to trap Chris Paul and get the ball out of his hands, you've got to rotate over to take Tyson Chandler.
Here comes Pargo. Parker putting the move on Paul, got the step, that counts, and a foul. Beautiful maneuver by Tony Parker.
And it's because he kept the ball so low on Chris Paul, who was reaching in the whole way. The pass was kind of low coming out of the double team by Tim Duncan. Parker does a good job of keeping the ball low and putting Chris Paul on his right shoulder.
Foul committed by Paul, that is his first. Now Peja Stojakovic returns along with David West.
See the 2 difference in series, almost 30 points in round 1 versus the Phoenix Suns. Got to understand, now that he's been guarding Chris Paul in this second round, it's kind of taken a lot out of him offensively. Only 20 points.
Coming up on 6.5 remaining in this first half. This the best the Spurs have played here in New Orleans. Still lots of time remaining, obviously. Paul able to go glass.
And now on that pick and roll, they don't trap, they lose communication, and Chris Paul gets an easy lay-in.
Parker. And Peterson actually blocked Horry. And the Spurs were looking for a foul on Peterson. There was no call as Horry went flying into the bench, which the crowd enjoyed.
Well, it's incidental contact right here as Morris Peterson was letting the ball go out. Robert Horry trying to save it. But of course they're going to cheer that up in lieu of what happened in Game 6 in the back pick. on David West.
Hornets down by 9. Here's Paul, draws the contact, and he'll head to the line. And Chris Paul able to probe off screens to find the shot. Foul is called on Ori. Just under 6 left in this first half. How about Robert Ori knocking down a 3? Ori, a member of 7 NBA championship teams, 2 with Houston, 3 with the Lakers, and 2 with San Antonio.
Connect to everything you love in life with BlackBerry.
KFC, huh?
Hey, I found $1 in your couch.
Keep it.
You sure?
It's $1. It won't get me anything these days.
You could turn that $1 into a KFC snacker.
What?
The snacker's only 99 cents.
And it comes in buffalo.
Honey barbecue, ultimate cheese.
Today, I am a wealthy man. So why don't you give me my $1 back? Actually, I'm eating it.
Big taste, big variety, small coin. The 99-cent snacker is at KFC. Grab one and go for just 99 cents.
Four-star crash rating for rollover.
Hello there. What if I told you I could get you that Jetta for just $198 a month, my little bouffant beauty? Don't be shy. It's got ABS brakes and 6 airbags standard. What do you say to that?
I would say sign me up.
With the engine roaring and the windows down, that hair of yours would look amazing.
Thank you. I think.
Lease a new Jetta for just $198 a month. Legendary Volkswagen value.
It's what the people want.
Homeowners and contractors love Brickyard Building Materials in Concord because of our huge variety, competitive prices, and excellent customer service. Take color, quality, and design to the next level when you attend Brickyard Building Materials' free how-to clinic featuring Keystone. Create and build segmented retaining walls, courtyard walls, or garden walls. Join us Saturday, July 26th. Brickyard Building Materials. We deliver what's important to you.
Playoffs on TNT brought to you by BlackBerry. Connect to everything you love in life with BlackBerry. And by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're free to be more productive.
They not beating us. We killing ourselves right now. Killing ourselves. We got to be smarter on this end. All right? Come on. Let's go.
And what Byron Scott is talking about is 7 offensive rebounds, 4 from Kurt Thomas off the bench alone. And what about running these San Antonio Spurs off the three-point line? 5 of 10, 50%. They are a plus 15 from long distance while they're up 9 points.
And in game 6, the Spurs 11 of 21 from beyond that three-point line. 6 threes for Ginobili, 3 for Udoka. Chris Paul missing on both free throws.
What happens when you're at home and you kind of get behind a little bit in a game 7 situation going against the champs? You press a little bit.
Shot clock down to 5. Ginobili. Back comes Paul. Stojakovic for 3. It's a 6-point San Antonio lead. Here's Peterson over to help on the double. Shot clock to 3. Udoka. The Hornets back in possession. That three-pointer by Stojakovic got this crowd going.
Well, it's, again, that transition 3 with no Bowen on the floor, getting lost in transition.
Peterson for three. Paul Peterson coming off a 1 for 5 in Game 6, but he's hit a host of big threes in this series. Knocked down 4 from downtown in Game 5, an 8-0 run by the Hornets. The San Antonio lead is down to 3. Here's Ori. Chased down by Chandler. West on the post going at Ori. Paul got the step. Yes, and the foul.
How about Chris Paul in the presence of mind to close the gap on Udoka right here? He gets by him a couple steps, slows down so Udoka can find the contact. Nice presence of mind to concentrate on that lay-in.
10 unanswered by the Hornets. So Paul back to the line. He missed his first 2. Chris Paul usually a solid free throw shooter. 0 for 3 at the line. San Antonio's lead is down to 1. Udoka for 3. Back tap by Alberto.
Yet another offensive rebound for the Spurs.
And Udoka's pass came up short. Parker went for the steal. Here's Paul. Stojakovic gets it off. The Hornets have come roaring back. 12 consecutive points. Pedro Stojakovic, following excellent games 1 and 2, here in New Orleans has struggled, in particular after Greg Popovich made the switch, putting Bruce Bowen on him. So we've seen a 2 for 7, a 3 for 9, a 3 for 8, but he's had the hot hand in this first half.
Well, how about clearing space for yourself? Ginobili crowding him. He goes for the steal right there. One dribble to his right, clears the space, knocks down the 12-footer.
Major talking with head coach Byron Scott. Byron Scott, a member of 3 Laker championship teams, and he's played in 7 Game 7s in his 14-year playing career. But as he pointed out to us, this his first Game 7 as a head coach.
Well, I believe this is his second as a head coach, and it was a pleasure for me to have 3 Game 7s with Byron when we were in the Indiana Pacers, and all that experience that he brings.
Ginobili. That's a 3 for Manu Ginobili. Only his second field goal, 1 for his previous 8, and that ends the New Orleans run. There's Paul kicking it out. West for 3. Rebounded by Parker. Paul wanted a foul on Parker. Parker goes all the way. And he draws the foul. That counts. And Tony Parker will head to the line.
You talk about Tony Parker. Both of these point guards putting pressure on the defense on one another. Tony Parker in the open court right here. He sees a little alleyway to the rim.
June 12th on TBS.
The Bill Engvall Show is back.
How come I haven't seen you in these?
These are your daughters. Oh, no!
All new episodes of The Bill Engvall Show, starting Thursday, June 12th, only on TBS.
You want to dance? What you got?
Want to get away? Now you can.
Fly to your favorite vacation destinations on Southwest Airlines for as little as $59 one way. Visit southwest.com today.
You are now free to move about the country.
The winner of Europe's SUV of the year with 200 turbocharged horses. You done? The all-new Volkswagen Tiguan. Wait, Europe's SUV of the year? You're so compact, you're practically my size.
Europeans are crazy.
Technically, I'm European.
Exactly.
Woo! Wait, I had a clever comeback.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Home of Applebee's signature salads, like California shrimp salad, with seared shrimp, buttery bib lettuce, fresh avocado, and crispy bacon. Only in Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
Zoom Pass. Unlimited music. $14.99 a month.
Welcome back to New Orleans. David West leading scorer in the game with a dozen, but he and the Hornets trail by 4. The New Orleans Hornets care about their community. David West and his wife Leslie have done extensive work to aid with the ongoing rebuilding of New Orleans, and they now have a new effort thanks to a partnership with Catholic Charities of New Orleans. The nonprofit organization will provide shelter, case management, and counseling to help families and individuals in need get back on their feet. The NBA, where caring happens.
All right, thanks, Craig. And this is a Hornets franchise that has transformed itself from an also-ran team with attendance problems to a legitimate championship contender that is now selling out every game. This is the 19th sellout in the last 24 games, including 13 in a row. And this all started right before the All-Star break. And this is the site of the season's NBA All-Star game. That was a big weekend for this team. The season ticket renewal at 90%, we're told, and they've sold more than 3,500 new season ticket packages. So this is a revitalized franchise, a team that had been moving around after Hurricane Katrina. Stojakovic comes up short. Played the last couple of years for the most part in Oklahoma City.
They'll be doing a good job there, staying attached to Peja.
There's Duncan. Oh, that was a difficult shot. It appeared he had no angle on it.
Well, that's his first 2 points since getting off to that hot 8-point start in that first quarter.
Duncan, 10 points. He's hit 4 of 6 from the field. Spurs up by 6. Here's the lob again, and Chandler could not convert. We get a whistle, though. Parker hit the deck, and a foul was called.
Well, how are they calling this on Tony Parker? They're saying, as official Scott Foster saying he backed into Tyson Chandler. David West trying to throw the lob here. And wondering where the foul is on Tony Parker.
So 2 shots to Chandler. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson back in our Atlanta studio.
All right, Marv, Southwest Airlines game break coming up at halftime. Kenny, Charles, and Chris will be here to break down what they've seen so far in New Orleans. And then later on Inside the NBA, complete highlights, analysis of the Western Conference Finals matchup, and all the locker room chatter. Now back to you, Mark.
All right, thanks, Ernie. Chandler hits 1 of 2. The Hornets just 4 of 9 at the foul line. Was trying to draw the foul. Thought it was pushed by Duncan. Here's Ginobili for 3.
Well, when you're as unselfish as Tim Duncan and a willing passer, You get the ball into him, and you just spot over. Ginobili doing a good job of relocating and finding a wide open spot.
Spurs now 7 of 14 from beyond that three-point line. Stojakovic rebounded by Duncan. We're coming up on a minute left in the half. Ginobili again. Manu Ginobili catching fire after a slow start. That's his fourth three-pointer, and Byron Scott takes a 20. The Spurs with a 49-38 lead, able to bounce back after that 12-0 run by the Hornets.
You won't see me driving hard to the hoop. I'd rather settle for mid-range jumpers. Wide open ones, too. Since girls don't play defense. If you want to see real basketball, don't watch me. Expect great.
After starting out 1 of 8 from the field, Manu Ginobili has knocked down his last 3 shots.
Well, you're going to have to run shooters off their spot, and right there, Chris Paul was slow to close out. You've got to run them off that three-point line.
Spurs have answered that 12-0 Hornet run with a 13-1 spurt. They lead by 11. Down to 45 seconds to go in the first half. Peterson for 3. Oh, look out. A sloppy play by the Spurs as Parker lost sight of the outlet.
10 turnovers for the Spurs, and you would think in a Game 7 situation, the veteran Game 7 tested Spurs committing 10 turnovers. They only average 12 a game.
Paul with a crossover. Comes back to Paul. Here's Peterson. Well, that turnover cost San Antonio.
Well, Peterson doing a good job of not settling for a 3 right there, taking the ball off the dribble, trying to get into the alleys of the basket.
Coming on 10 seconds remaining in the half. A fraction of a second differential. Here's Ginobili. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Final seconds of the first half. Paul stumbling but hits. What a move by Chris Paul. They'll review it, but it appeared that he got it off on time.
Well, you've got to stop the basketball, and Chris Paul was going to take it all the way to the basket right here through 4 San Antonio Spurs.
Well, they will look at it, but it appears that he got it off on time. Chris Paul with 10 points. David West leads New Orleans with 12. And how about Manu Ginobili, who has come on after the slow start, and he has hit his last 4 shots. He has 11 points. Let's go to Craig with Manu.
Well, Manu, your coach told us at the end of the first quarter that he thought you were a little feisty out there, getting off to a slow start, but you definitely heated up, hitting your last 4. What changed for you?
Nothing. I just kept my confidence up. Didn't worry about the missed shots at the beginning. And team is being unbelievable, just kicking it out and making us take open shots.
Defensively, you've held them to just 42 points at intermission. You feel this pace, the way the game is going, is definitely in your favor?
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in the second half, but definitely we play a great first half defensively. And we gave it like 4 extra possessions in the last 30 seconds. So that was a mistake, but if we keep it up like that, it's going to be fine. But we know what happened the first 3 third quarters, so we got to be very careful.
All right, thanks a lot. That last basket by the Hornets did count. It's 51-42 at intermission. We'll take a short break. When we return, the T-Mobile halftime report with AJ, Charles, Kenny, and Chris in our studios in Atlanta.
The winner of your of the year with 200 turbocharged horses.
You done? The all-new Volkswagen Tiguan. Wait, Europe's SUV of the year? You're so compact, you're practically my size.
Europeans are crazy.
Technically, I'm European.
Exactly.
Woo! Wait, I had a clever comeback.
DirecTV is doing very well in customer satisfaction. What do we do?
I learned this in business school when I read about business school in a book. We can't improve our service, but we can improve the price. We can make it higher.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
We'll get the people with disposable income, and they can dispose of it to us.
And they don't watch TV. They're workaholics.
They wouldn't know HD if they'd sat in their lap and called them mama.
Get more TV for your money. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
In racing, the lucky dog is the guy who gets his lap back after a caution flag. But at Aaron's, everybody's a lucky dog. At Aaron's, you can get a lap back on your credit no matter what your situation is, because there are no credit checks at Aaron's. You're pre-approved. And Aaron's has the lowest prices on name brand furniture, electronics, appliances, and computers, guaranteed. Come see why everybody's a lucky dog at Aaron's. Attaboy, Lucky. Good dog.
Cuba, try this new Comfort Soft waistband. It's really comfortable. MJ.
Michael, thanks for the underwear. I'm wearing your underwear! That you gave me to wear.
The Comfort Soft waistband, tagless and wrapped in cotton. Only from Hanes.
Oh!
Hi. Here are your pizzas.
I don't think we ordered any pizzas.
Why don't I, place this on your table?
Bugs want in, Orkin keeps them out. Don't just call an exterminator. Call an expert, the Orkin Man. Whether it's roaches, mosquitoes, or ants, he'll protect your home from pests. Orkin, keeping pests in their place.
At Autotrader.com, we're changing the way people shop for new cars. Now, compare new cars from local dealers and find the best offers. It's one giant step for new car shoppers. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
Hey, it's time for the T-Mobile halftime report. Game 7 in New Orleans. Manu Ginobili finding the scoring touch late in the first half, and it's 51-42. The winner goes on to meet the Lakers in the Western Conference Final. Meantime, in the East, you got the Celtics and the Pistons starting in Boston tomorrow night. Welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Chris Webber, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley. You talked about pace.
The pace ain't good for my Hornets right now. The game is too slow.
My Hornets.
Well, I picked them to win. You know, I want to be right. I mean, come on, that's important. We give our opinion on him.
Right down the middle here.
Right.
Right down the middle here. Objective.
Well, I picked the Hornets to win, but the pace is way too slow. And San Antonio's doing a great job. San Antonio New Orleans has not found that third guy. You know, West is going to get his. CP3 is going to get his. And I said before, unless somebody on that team steps up and has a great game, they're not going to win, plain and simple.
Before we get to Kenny's pictures, give me your thoughts on the first 24. Well, I agree with Charles. Just the momentum or the flow of the game right now isn't going well right now for the Hornets. I think that San Antonio is using their composure to make sure that they get the right shots at the right time. So you just see them getting shots off the glass. Especially, I thought was big was the segment within the second quarter when Tim Duncan wasn't in the game, when a lot of scores wasn't in the game. San Antonio sustained the lead. New Orleans did have a 12-0 run in the second quarter to take the lead, but San Antonio answered with a 13-1 run, and so they lead at 51-42. Ginobili has 14. Kenny here to talk about the variables that go into determining the winner of Game 7 tonight.
You know, there's an old basketball phrase, pictures don't lie. And it's easy to see when you watch the pictures how you're going to win the game if you're New Orleans and how you're going to win if you're San Antonio. If you go half court and you're New Orleans, you stay perimeter, you take tough one-foot jump shots, you're not going to win. If you're San Antonio, if you can get Tony Parker to the rim and he creates havoc for everyone, you're going to win. And if you're New Orleans, even in transition, a bad shot goes in for you. And so as soon as they're in transition, it doesn't matter if the shot is good, bad, or indifferent. They're in rhythm and they're comfortable. I think it's pretty easy to see how this game is going to go, and the team that's able to get that momentum is going to win.
Kenny's pictures don't lie. Now, the big problem for San Antonio has been in the third quarter. Yeah, they've led at the half of every game in New Orleans. In fact, in 6 of the 7 games now, but they've been outscored 93-46 in the third quarter in New Orleans. How do they remedy that, and why is it that New Orleans has been able to come out and take control of games, C-Web?
I think they remedy through the word Chuck's been using all night, pace and tempo. They remedy through making sure they get defensive rebounds, making sure they walk the ball up the floor, making sure they get stops, and when they push the ball, Tony Parker is on a one-man break, and he's doing it himself, but they do it through tempo.
And the crowd's got to get into the game. This is a nervous crowd. We were talking about that earlier today. Like, I've been in buildings, you're like, oh, this crowd is nervous. They don't think they're going to win. They've got to find a way to get the crowd involved. That's the beauty. You know, you think about the Celtics game yesterday. I mean, home court really means something, especially on the Game 7. But if they're going to be scared, that's not helping the Hornets at all.
51-42.
You know, I always say, if you're scared, get a dog.
Is like who? Dogs like who?
Mango and you.
There you go.
Hey, babies.
Hey, the Western Conference Finals begin on TNT Wednesday. Kobe and the Lakers waiting for the winner of this game, either the Spurs or the Hornets. Game 1 Wednesday, Game 2 Friday. We'll have our show on the road. Going to be some fun.
We on the road. Going to the Silicon Valley.
Welcome to the T-Mobile Halftime Report. T-Mobile, the official telecommunications partner of the NBA.
Good news. Putting you in my fave 5.
This is real?
Yep. You in, baby.
Call me anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah, I watched the game from last night. Yes, sir.
You got to pass the ball more.
Now, I'm really in the middle of something.
I don't want to look too fat in high definition. You ever been to Amsterdam? That's why I don't eat shrimp. I want to come visit because I am really bored.
What is it, Chuck? What, Chuck? Hey, Chuck.
Call me back. We got a lot to talk about.
Who's in your Fave 5? My fave's from T-Mobile. Unlimited calls to your 5 favorite people.
Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, but you can't forget from sundown to sunset. Nah, nah. It's all in the air, you hear it everywhere. No matter what you do, it's gonna grab a hold on you. California soul.
1 week ago, if I heard the name Ford, I wouldn't even consider test driving a Ford. That's me. This is perfect.
We knew that people who don't drive a Ford would be surprised by Ford. So we went to Windsor, California, from friend to friend, inviting real people to drive one.
Nice and sporty.
Beautiful. I'm excited.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Navigation is definitely a plus.
I love this car. I want to keep it. I had so much fun driving it.
There you go.
Drive an 08 Escape and get 0% for 60 months. See your California Ford dealer today.
Homeowners and contractors love Brickyard Building Materials in Concord because of our huge variety, competitive prices, and excellent customer service. Take color, quality, and design to the next level when you attend Brickyard Building Materials' free how-to clinic featuring Cultured Stone. Join us Saturday, June 28th. Cultured Stone, veneering with the preferred name in stone. Brickyard Building Materials. We deliver what's important to you.
Reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used without the written consent of the NBA. Log on to NBA.com immediately following the game for live press conferences and video highlights.
Hey, it's time for Chuck's closer of the game.
Mango and you. Hey, babies.
Oh, my gosh.
Anybody on New Orleans, if somebody don't step up in the third quarter or fourth quarter, New Orleans is not going to win this game. And it can't be Chris Paul or David West.
David West has 12 in the first half. Chris Paul has 10 points, 9 assists, 5 of 10 shooting, including this dash to the hoop as time expired in the first half.
What have you been doing?
Playing baseball.
Where's the ferry? No boat. No boat? Un disaster. We could swim across.
Swimming.
What's going on here?
Hi.
Engine trouble?
It's broken.
Well, maybe I've got an idea.
For auto, home, and business, Travelers.
Sure, a lot's changed over the years, but you two do have a groovy thing going on. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viagra can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. America's most prescribed ED treatment is marking its 10th anniversary. Want to learn more? The facts are there to greet you at Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, we can't get him out of the beach finder.
Did he find his ideal beach resort?
About an hour ago.
What's he doing? We're not sure.
This is the best! This is the best vacation ever!
Yeah. Good work.
The Orbitz Beach Finder. Your ideal beach resort is out there. Let our experts help you find it.
Happy travels.
Back here on the T-Mobile halftime report, here's the one thing that'll keep the Pistons and the Celtics off the front page of the sports section in Boston. John Lester, no-hitter tonight.
That's great.
Strikes out Alberto Calespo of Kansas City for the final out.
Wasn't against the Yankees.
And the left-hander, John Lester.
That's awesome. I'm happy for him. He had cancer a couple years ago.
Yeah, he did. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the guys came back, and tonight throws a no-hitter.
Wow.
At the Kansas City Royals. So nice going, John.
First
left-hander
that
for the Red Sox
a
in
half a
56.
no-hitter.
Why?
Against Kansas City.
No, come on.
It's not like he did it, yeah.
I'm a Yankee guy, so it's hard for me to
Detroit
figure it out.
Tigers.
Derek Jeter and Jabba Chamberlain, y'all. I'm feeling y'all. Feeling for y'all.
How about Giambi? Seeing he wears a gold ball.
Connect to everything you love in life with BlackBerry.
Dodge is protecting you from high gas prices.
Announcing the Dodge $299 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Dodge vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year. It's our $2.99 gas guarantee.
Dodge is coming through for you with relief at the pump just when you need it most. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today for the $2.99 gas guarantee. Let's refuel America.
Now you can slow down and grill with new Kingsford Hickory Charcoal.
Hello, I'm Mac.
Hello, I'm a PC, and I'm living with Vista.
Hi, PC. I'm so proud of you for doing this, pal. This is great.
Thank you.
One day at a time, buddy.
Yep.
You've taken the biggest step, and that's accepting that our operating system isn't working like it should.
I just wish they would resolve these problems and issues once and for all.
I wish I could tell you it's going to get easier. Well, I'm pleased to say I've been error-free for nearly a week.
Way to go!
Well, I'm pleased to say I've been error-free for nearly a week.
Okay.
Well, I'm pleased to say I've been error-free for nearly a week. So hard to watch.
Can someone restart him,
Well, I'm
please?
pleased to say I've been error-free for nearly a week.
No offense, but women's basketball is a joke. You won't see me driving hard to the hoop. I'd rather settle for mid-range jumpers. Wide open ones, too. Since girls don't play defense. If you want to see real basketball, don't watch me. Expect great.
We welcome you back to the New Orleans Arena. Halftime of game number 7 of this Western Conference semifinal series. And San Antonio with a 51-42 lead on New Orleans. Marv Albert along with Reggie Miller, Craig Sager, and a solid first half for the Spurs, particularly here in the Big Easy. They shoot 50% from the field. They hit 20 of 40, 8 threes, and a very strong half for Tim Duncan.
Well, even though Tim Duncan is only 4 of 6 from the field and 10.7 rebounds, is what he's doing to get everyone else involved. He's going to be getting doubled early and often, as head coach Byron Scott wanted to do. And here's an easy outlet to Ginobili right here. And then Parker cuts through and Ginobili replaces for another shot. You know, looking at this stat sheet, Tyson Chandler, no fouls in the first half. I look for head coach Byron Scott maybe to possibly single coverage Tim Duncan down low so you don't give up all these wide open threes. 8 of 15 from long distance, 2 of 6 only for the Hornets. A big plus for the Spurs.
We're looking at tonight's Dodge game summary. I mentioned the Spurs shooting 50%. New Orleans at 43, just 18 of 42. The one negative for San Antonio, 10 turnovers in the first half, only 4 for the Hornets, who also have come up with 8 steals. 9 points, Spurs lead as we get ready for the third quarter. Always a dangerous quarter, depending on where these games have been played. Let's go to Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, following up on what Reggie was talking about, Byron Scott says we are not in foul trouble. That will give us a chance to mix up our defenses and take gambles. But he said after we went on that 12-0 run, uncharacteristically, this team relaxed. He said relaxed on the defensive end. We also missed some chip shots on the offensive end, including some free throws. He doesn't know if it's the jitters of Game 7 or if they got rattled a little bit, but he said that's not characteristic of the team, and he really felt bad that his bench was not productive. He said, I told my starters, we got to do it right here in the third quarter. You guys may have to play every minute the rest of the half, but right now, the third quarter, we have to have a sense of urgency.
Well, the team that has won the third quarter has won all 6 games of this series. You see San Antonio in wins and losses. How about New Orleans averaging 31 points in their 3 victories here at home. Different story in San Antonio. West played by Duncan. West with the step.
It kind of lulled Tim Duncan to sleep right there when he pulled the basketball behind his head. He got that first step ahead of Tim Duncan.
14 points for David West. And there is single coverage against Duncan. He draws the foul, so Tyson Chandler picks up his first.
And he has 5 to give, and that's pretty good defense by Tyson Chandler. He cannot let Tim Duncan go middle. If anything, you've got to force him baseline and hopefully try to get help from David West there.
Duncan has hit his 2 previous free throws. The Los Angeles Lakers waiting in the wings. The winner tonight advances to the Western Conference Final, which will open up Wednesday at Staples in LA. The Lakers wrapped up their series this past Friday night in Utah, beating the Jazz in 6. How about home teams in the conference semifinals now at 22-2 going into tonight? The only visitors to win, Detroit did it at Orlando. Lakers doing it at Utah, which wrapped up that series.
Parity. There's parity throughout this league. Everyone's playing at the same level.
West not able to hit. Alberto with the rebound. But last season in the semis, it was only a 13-10 edge for the home team. And I think you felt there was parity last year. It's hard to explain what has occurred in these semifinals. Shot clock down to 4. Duncan, yes.
Like I said, Tyson Chandler could not have played Tim Duncan any better than that. You made him turn to the baseline side there.
Chandler. And the foul is called on Duncan. Chandler shake it up.
It looked like he took a shot from Alberto first in the face, in the nose area as he was receiving that basketball. Might have been the eye right there as Mo Peterson tries to get Chandler the ball right there, and it was Tim Duncan. Look at this, right? This is pretty good defense right here. I mean, there's not more you can ask of your young center, Tyson Chandler, and guarding a future Hall of Famer right there. You make him pump fake, make him turn baseline side.
West again to the crossover. He is fouled by Alberto.
Connie Hawkins-like right there, taking the move off the dribble with one hand. David West trying to assert himself in the second half of this game.
Yes, it was shades of the Hawk.
Shades of the Hawk right here, putting it in one hand and just going to work. You would appreciate that. You're a Connie Hawkins fan.
Absolutely. Connie out of Brooklyn. Had great days in the old ABA and then finished up with the Phoenix Suns. West 3 of 3 at the line. He has 15 points. Hey, this June, step inside one very funny house. Don't miss all new episodes of Tyler Perry's House of Pain. It all starts this June only on TBS.
Very funny, my friend. Very.
(55-46) San Antonio. New Orleans able to reel off 12 unanswered at one stretch in the third quarter. The Spurs came back with a 13-1 run, and they've led by as many as 11. Duncan had it slapped away. Here's Duncan. Excellent pressure by the Hornets.
Well, I think Duncan recognized late that Stojakovic was guarding him. He should have went quicker.
West from tall. Duncan with the rebound. Charles Barkley mentioning in the studio at halftime, the crowd doesn't sound quite as loud as usual here in New Orleans. Ginobili misfires on that three, and he made the point. It appears that the crowd is nervous, and the Hornets are not hearing that same high decibel level that we heard in the 3 previous home games. Peterson way off, rebounded by Duncan.
Well, of course they're nervous, but you got to give a lot of credit to Greg Popovich and the Spurs for taking the crowd out of the game.
Parker. Duncan keeps it alive. Spurs continue to do the job on the offensive glass. That's 10 rebounds for Duncan. Once again, single coverage. See if Duncan can take advantage off the fake. Back comes Paul. They try to cut him off. They cannot. West recovers. Paul actually got himself into trouble down low. Now the crowd into it. They're standing here at the arena. And Chris Paul says that someone grabbed his jersey, and Steve Javie will take the call. It's foul on Parker.
Well, that man that grabbed his jersey would be Tony Parker right there, as Chris Paul kind of gets shoved out of the lane right here. And in the pick and roll situation, hey, what the heck? Can't stay in front of him. I might as well hold on to his back.
That's team foul number 3 called on the Spurs.
Chris Paul is going to have to take over this game offensively, get him back in it.
Forced into a difficult shot, did not hit the rim, and it's a 24-second violation.
Well, obviously, we have the luxury of replay right here, and no, from that angle, it doesn't look like it hit the rim. Good call by the officials.
Popovich, Parker and Ginobili in the backcourt. Duncan, Bowen, Oberto on the front line. Here's Duncan, and it's an offensive foul.
Wow, that's a tough call right there. If I'm Tim Duncan, I do have to question that. Was Tyson Chandler set right here, the give and go from Manu Ginobili to Tim Duncan, and that's a pretty good call by official Scott Foster.
That's 3 on Duncan. 4 minutes gone by in the third. San Antonio by 9. Here's West. Rebound swept by Duncan. Ginobili passed on a 3 and hits the 2. And the ball was batted away. No delay of game. Apparently was inadvertently knocked aside. San Antonio now leads 57-46, matching their biggest lead of the night.
Well, Ginobili with his first bucket of the third quarter right there didn't settle from beyond the arc, get into the lane, try to make something happen.
Stojakovic off the spin. Here comes Parker.
Good decision there by Tony Parker. Thought he had a little lane there and saw he didn't.
Paul standing in his tracks to stop Parker. A lot of dribbling here by Duncan. He's able to bank it. Chandler able to save. Paul whipping by Parker. Greg Popovich calls for time.
Chris Paul in the open court, just breezing by Tony Parker. Right here, look at the save by Tyson Chandler. That's an extra possession for your team. Chris Paul comes up with it with the easy lay-in.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly to your favorite vacation destinations on Southwest Airlines for as little as $59 one way. Visit southwest.com today.
You are now free to move about the country.
Dodge is protecting you from high gas prices.
Announcing the Dodge $2.99 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Dodge vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year. It's our $2.99 gas guarantee.
Dodge is coming through for you with relief at the pump just when you need it most. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today for the $2.99 gas guarantee. Let's refuel America.
This is a great country.
A country where people never stop trying.
Never stop dreaming.
Never stop creating the perfect chicken sandwich.
Introducing McDonald's new Southern-style chicken sandwich.
It's perfectly seasoned.
It's juicy.
It's just plain better.
All white meat chicken served warm with pickles on a steamed, buttery-tasting bun.
Why settle for ordinary?
When you simply don't have to.
This is Yao Ming with an import message from the Red Cross. We are shocked and sad to see the massive destruction caused by the earthquake in China. Our hearts go out to those children and families who have been affected. Please join me and the rest of the NBA family in support of the Red Cross as they respond to the emergency relief effort in China. To find out how you can help, please visit redcross.org. Thank you.
The 2008 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Dodge. Live life to the fullest. Dodge. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
One thing to remember, let's show our hands, let's do our work early, let's not put them in the bonus early like in the past. That's been a problem for us. Work early, don't digging around, show your hands all the time, and then everybody rebound, all right? Let's go. Let's go, baby. 1, 2, 3, defense.
And the rebounding number is so significant. Spurs have out-rebounded the Hornets 34-22. The team that has come out on top in the rebounding category in each game has been the winner.
And right now, the offensive rebounds have been key to second shot opportunities for the Spurs.
San Antonio with a 9-point lead. Defensive 3-second violation call on the Hornets. So the Spurs awarded a technical foul. It's called on Tyson Chandler, and Ginobili will shoot the team.
And you know what? It looks like the Hornets really aren't accustomed to this single coverage because this whole series, they've been double teaming Tim Duncan. And right now, it almost looks like a deer in headlights because they're wondering, should we go or how long is Tim Duncan going to take the dribbles? Do we rotate baseline side? They're not comfortable with single coverage on Tim Duncan.
And it's been a soft double team.
Yes,
you see Stojakovic cheating over but not actually coming hard. Robert Horry back on the floor and hearing it from the crowd. Parker way off, but it's taken by Bowen. Shot clock to 2. Duncan gets it off. And it's deflected out. Last touch by San Antonio.
And Tim Duncan have to be careful. He already has 3 fouls. He easily could have picked up a 4th foul over the back of Morris Peterson right there.
As we mentioned earlier, this the biggest game of the history of the Hornets franchise, going back to their days in Charlotte. Here's Paul trying to adjust. This time by Chandler and taken by Ginobili. 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. San Antonio up by 10. Bowen is open for 3. Back tap by Horry, but handled by Peterson.
I don't know if Bruce Bowen is going to get a better look than that. Nice rotation pass by Robert Horry.
Chris Paul so tough to cover, although Parker was able to recover and Paul forced to give it up. West gets inside, rebounded by Horry.
I think the Spurs have kind of answered that myth about the 3rd quarter here.
It has not been a myth. Shot clock to 6. Bowen for 3. A tough break on that and rimmed out.
This lead easily could be 16 points right now if he knocks down those 2 wide open threes. Let's see if the Hornets can capitalize.
Hall with the lob, broken up by Parker, kept it away from Chandler. Although Chandler had the mismatch. Duncan played by West. Duncan lost it and commits a 4th foul. Tim Duncan vulnerable when he puts the ball on the floor, and then the Hornets were able to make their move on him, and that led to the foul, and it leads to Duncan going to the bench.
Well, the Hornets down by 10. Tim Duncan going to the bench with his 4th foul. Let's see what can happen in under 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Can the Hornets make a little push?
San Antonio with their 4th team foul. Hornets with only 1. Offensive foul, illegal pick, the call. So the Spurs get it back.
You got to make sure you're stationary on these screens right here. David West just kind of, as we call that, a hip check. Just moved his hip a little bit.
For West, only his 1st foul. The Hornets have won their last 9 home playoff games. That dates back to the regular season. They've won 18 of their last 19 home games. Look out. As the ball made contact with our monitor, which...
Well, it made more contact with your Starbucks
yes,
coffee.
with my cappuccino, which is bye-bye.
Hey, it's the playoffs. It's Game 7. Things are going to happen.
And a foul is called as Ginobili made his move. Foul on Peterson. That's his third. Second team foul on the Hornets. I did enjoy a good portion of that cappuccino, I must say.
It was still a little lukewarm.
Yeah. Just nursing it. All right, here's Michael Finley coming on. Finley replacing Robert Horry.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich will be happy if he can get these last 4 minutes out of here with no Tim Duncan, if Manu Ginobili can step up offensively for the Spurs.
Ginobili's pass broken out. Oh, look out. Paul and Finley came together. And the foul is called a loose ball foul on Finley. And that puts the Spurs over the limit.
Another turnover for the Spurs right here. And then inadvertent pass. Wow, what a shot that Michael Finley kind of took from Chris Paul. Both going for the loose ball.
And Paul to the line, an 85% free throw shooter during the regular season. 0 for 3 tonight. Major League Baseball action returns to TBS this Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Ichiro and the Seattle Mariners taking on Derek Jeter and the struggling New York Yankees. Chip Caray, Ron Darling will have it for you on the subject of baseball. I know Ernie reported at halftime. How about John Lester up at Fenway for the Red Sox, throwing a no-hitter against the Kansas City Royals. 7-0 win for the Red Sox. Finley for 3. Michael Finley, who had dipped out on the rotation, hits a big three-pointer with the Hornets showing some signs with Tim Duncan on the bench after picking up a 4th foul. Spurs back up by 11. Stojakovic way off on that three-pointer.
Wow. You got Tony Parker on you. Put the ball on the floor. Try to post them up.
Stojakovic just not comfortable going off the dribble. Here's Parker. Rebounded by Pargo. Byron Scott has Paul and Pargo now in the backcourt. So Peterson moves up front. West backing on Alberto, gets it out to Pargo. Here's Peterson from the wing for 3. And the Hornets just not able to knock down shots. They're at 37%, 20 for 54. And just 2 of 8 from downtown. Ginobili pops it back out. Crowd thought he stepped out of bounds. Shot clock to 5. Here's Parker. Yes, tough angle shot for Tony Parker. And that leads to a Hornet timeout. Biggest lead of the night for San Antonio with just under 3 to go in the 3rd. Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal series. The winner advances to face the Lakers.
Guys, Reggie Miller out on the road. Finally get a chance to catch up with your email. Log on to TNT Overtime at NBA.com for Reggie's Mailbag, presented by BlackBerry. Ooh, tough question. How'd I have a browser?
Ball tipped out to Horry, straight on 3. Good! The Lakers have won!
I'm falling away with you. Time like millions, I'll see you through. I'm falling away
Dodge is protecting you from high gas prices.
Announcing the Dodge $2.99 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Dodge vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year. It's our $2.99 gas guarantee.
Dodge is coming through for you with relief at the pump just when you need it most. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today for the $2.99 gas guarantee. Let's refuel America.
We feel good because we know it's the right thing everywhere we go.
Looking for better fuel efficiency? How about getting up to 45 miles per gallon highway? The Civic Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient car in its class.
Get APR financing as low as 1.9% on all new Civics for well-qualified buyers.
Kids Car Talk at Dublin Toyota.
We bought a new used car at Dublin Toyota.
Get a certified used Toyota late model that looks and drives like near new at a bargain price, plus a factory warranty, 7 years, 100,000 miles.
That said, they stand behind it, so we're careful not to back up.
Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Tacomas, Tundras, SUVs.
At Dublin Toyota, they're doing it right. They hardly never do it wrong.
We're back in New Orleans. The usual capacity crowd, better than 18,000, turning out here in the Big Easy as we check the crowd. New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees, his head coach Sean Payton. How about pro wrestling icon Ric Flair? Bow Wow in town shooting a film, as is Oscar winner Forrest Whitaker. A look around the arena. The Hornets are down by 13 with 2:41 left in this third quarter. The crowd getting back into it. In this series, the home team has won by an average of 18 points a game. Not the case here tonight, as the Spurs have come up with a good third quarter. West. And the Hornets continue to have their shooting problems. Just 2 of 13 from the field here in the third.
Yeah, but I don't think Byron Scott could have drew it up any better right there. Your two best players in a pick and roll. Both players go to Paul. The wide open shot by David West.
Parker. And the rebound comes to Stojakovic. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the third. There's the alley-oop. This time it's Pargo setting it up for Chandler.
And I don't know what San Antonio is thinking. Pargo, who has struggled all series, make him make a basket. You don't need 2 players to come to Gennaro Pargo.
Finley for 3. Yes, so he's hit 2 straight from downtown.
Oh, he really struggled in games 5 and 6. Had one here and one in San Antonio. He had hot shooting in games 1 and 2.
Pargo on the drive. Watching Gennaro Pargo, you get the idea he's reluctant to take the outside shot, which he has not been hitting. Spurs up by 12 with a minute left in the third. Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, Craig Sager. Ori for 3, yes! That is his second from downtown. And the Spurs now 11 for 21 from three-point land. Those are the numbers they hit on in game number 6.
How about Oberto? He was point blank underneath the basket and had the presence of mind of finding Robert Horry for that 3.
And Parker is fouled. It's a non-shooting foul, only the third team foul. Picked up by Paul.
Look at Manu Ginobili finding Oberto right underneath and wide open on the perimeter. That man, Robert Horry. Public enemy number one here in New Orleans.
Oh, Ginobili went behind the back. Ginobili tried to go glass, and he's fouled. Fouled on the act. Pushing foul called on West. The Spurs have opened up a 15-point lead. Now they changed the call. It's Paul called on the foul.
It looked like Chris Paul had kind of pushed Ginobili as he was in the air down low to kind of throw off his balance a little bit. I don't understand this as Greg Popovich brings in Ime Udoka for Michael Finley, who has played fantastic in this third quarter. It's two wide open threes.
Well, going for defense here on this New Orleans possession. 3-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Udoka defending on Stojakovic. And Bowen is back on Paul. Bowen got picked off. Here's Paul slipping it ahead. Nice play. Paul finding West. Final seconds of the third. Ginobili fires one up. And that is the end of the third quarter. The San Antonio Spurs have their best third quarter of the series here in New Orleans. And they've extended to a 15-point lead. The fourth quarter coming up.
Dodge is protecting you from high gas prices.
Announcing the Dodge $2.99 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Dodge vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year. It's our $2.99 gas guarantee.
Dodge is coming through for you with relief at the pump just when you need it most. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today for the $2.99 gas guarantee. Let's refuel America.
Chuck, what's up? This D-Wade.
D-Wayne Wade, what's happening?
Hey, man, I'm in Philly, and I was wondering, why you don't have a statue out here?
Well, they gonna get to me. It takes time. I'm still alive.
I mean, they have a statue of Rocky, and he's not even real.
Whatever.
I can see it now, Chuck. You on top of a horse, looking real fierce.
I like that.
Eating a cheesesteak.
Trying to be funny?
Talk all you want with my faves from T-Mobile. Unlimited calls to your 5 favorite people. Who's in your fave 5?
Welcome to the neighborhood, home of Applebee's signature salads, like California shrimp salad with seared shrimp, buttery bib lettuce, fresh avocado, and crispy bacon. Only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
My bad.
I can smell the liquor on your breath.
Because I've been drinking.
Do I look like I care what people think?
If you don't move, your head is gonna...
Hancock, July 2nd.
Justice Room, wall-to-wall in teal.
Exactly. And you know, if you got a little extra carpet lying around, there might be a little something extra. For you, honey.
I'll see what I have.
Hey, you're home early. What do you think?
Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Very easy, honey.
Zoom Pass. Unlimited music. $14.99 a month.
Welcome back to New Orleans, where Tim Duncan was on the bench for the Spurs with 4 fouls in the third quarter, yet the Spurs were able to extend their lead. It now stands at 15 going into the fourth quarter. And Coach Scott, why is your team struggling so much to put points on the board?
We're just not making shots tonight for whatever reason, especially in the third quarter. I thought we did a pretty good job defensively, but 14 points in the third quarter is not going to get it done against the Spurs.
You said at the halftime a sense of urgency in the third quarter. It definitely is now. How do you get a spark to get back in the game?
Well, we just got to take it one possession at a time. That's all we can do right now. We got to take every possession like it's our last on both ends of the floor. But I agree. I didn't think we came out with that sense of urgency in the third quarter. We have no choice now.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Marvin Reggie.
And as this fourth quarter opens up, Ginobili not able to hit, but on the back tap, it's kept alive. The Spurs with a 20-14 edge over the Hornets. In the third quarter, here's Horry for 3. He's hit 2, and Thomas gets to it. Another offensive rebound for Kurt Thomas. The Hornets shot only 5 of 17 from the field in the third quarter. Parker backs it up. He's played on a switch by Chandler. Ginobili for 3.
Oh, they dodged the bullet right there. 43-27. On the boards, 12-7 on the offensive boards for the Spurs, 19-3 in bench points. That's where Byron Scott is going to look at this game and where it changed.
Tim Duncan getting set to check back in. Here is Paul. And Chris Paul now 16 points, 10 assists. But Greg Popovich getting the effort from his bench. Byron Scott has not. Here's Parker. Rebounded by Paul. Foul on Parker. Looking to stop the ball and made contact with the chest of Paul.
That's actually a pretty good foul by Tony Parker right there. You don't want Chris Paul to get going in that open court because his last line of defense was Manu Ginobili, and he was going to go right by him.
Third foul on Parker. It's a non-shooting affair. Hornets have Chandler with Weston Stojakovic up front. Paul and Pargo at the guards. Now Bowen is back on Paul. The lead for Chandler. Beautifully done. Chandler thought he was fouled. The Hornets now down by 11. Spurs have led by as many as 17.
What a luxury Tyson Chandler has. Just throw it to the rim and let him finish.
Duncan rebounded by Stojakovic. Hornets showing some signs here. We heard Byron Scott saying there was no sense of urgency on the part of his team in the third quarter. Paul is fouled. No, a traveling violation. He's called for steps.
I don't know if he took one extra step or he dragged the last one. You see right here, nice crossover in the lane against Kurt Thomas, and yeah, that was an extra step.
Parker, yes, used the pick set by Thomas. Kurt Thomas has played very well tonight.
And Pargo is going to have to either hard show or they're going to have to trap and try to get the ball out of Tony Parker's hand.
Pargo. Only his second field goal, his first from the perimeter.
But I don't like that. I mean, because if you miss it, that's a rush shot. I know he made it and all, but that's a terrible shot.
Parker from Duncan. Nice pass from Duncan. 13 points for Parker, and the Spurs lead 75-62. The Hornets not in a position where they can trade baskets here in the fourth quarter. Pargo with the runner.
That's more like it right there. You pump fake, make him take the ball off the dribble.
And Greg Popovich upset, takes a timeout with 8.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Spurs by 11. A look at Bourbon Street here on the Big Easy.
Agents are charming, Some are talented.
Wow.
But only one is just plain smart.
What was that?
I cramped up.
Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway, Dwayne Johnson.
Is this your stapler?
Yeah.
Is that the chief?
Yes, it is.
Sorry about that, Chief.
He can't hear you, Max.
Get Smart, rated PG-13, starts June 20th.
At Autotrader.com, we're changing the way people shop for new cars. Now, compare new cars from local dealers and find the best offers. It's one giant step for new car shoppers. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
Cable's #1 sitcom of all time. Just keeps getting funnier. Tyler Perry's House of Pain. Wednesday night for 2 full hours starting at 9.
On TBS.
If you're fed up with the pump, then meet Chevy's MVPs of MPG. Aveo, HHR, and Cobalt, to name a few. Chevy, 7 models that offer an EPA-estimated 30 miles per gallon highway or better.
Current owners and lessees can get an 08 HHR LS with an MSRP of $17,155 minus $1,500 total purchase cash for $15,655 after all offers. See your Northern California Chevy dealer and visit ChevyDealer.com.
Navel piercing any different than an ear piercing?
Because when you wear earrings, boys look up here. But teenagers, I can't get one of you kids to take that poor dog for a walk.
They know it all.
I'm a teenager. I'm busy. Up to your room, no TV, no cell phone, no iPod.
What are we supposed to do?
Read.
No, seriously.
The Bill Engvall Show is back with all new episodes, starting Thursday, June 12th, only on TBS.
Very funny.
All right, Reggie, time for Looking Good Today, sponsored by Dockers.
Well, you knew the stars were going to show up for the Spurs, but what role players were going to be like Mario Elia Phoenix knocking down that shot, or Steve Kerr asking for that shot against Michael, and Robert Horry back-to-back threes, and right here, as he drains another one, and then Tony Parker off the dribble, Finley off the bench, draining down the three, and in the corner, short threes. The Spurs bench combined 7 of 13 field goals, but more importantly, 5 of 9 from behind the arc. A big lift for the Spurs in this pivotal Game 7.
San Antonio's led by as many as 17. They now have an 11-point advantage. You can log on to TNT Overtime at NBA.com for more Dockers Looking Good performances. Here's Ime Udoka just checked back in. So Udoka, with his 3rd field goal, and Ime with his 2nd 3 of the game. Paul set it up for Chandler. Tyson Chandler with 13 points. 4 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. In this 7th deciding game in the Western Conference semifinal series. All tied at 3. The winner goes on to face the Lakers in the Western Conference final. Parker turns the corner on Chandler. Udoka run down by Pargo. Pargo got the step. Gennaro Pargo has come on.
He's starting to show life here a little bit late. He's doing a good job of not settling for those quick, wild shots. Doing a good job of penetrating, getting into the teeth of the defense.
The Hornets 6 of 6 from the field in the 4th quarter. Duncan way off an air ball.
Pargo right here gets into the lane right here. Nice little floater over Tim Duncan.
Paul with the step. The Hornets have cut that lead down to 8.
Now you need stops at the defensive end if you're the Hornets.
pulls it back. Good hustle by Udoka. Duncan is fouled by West.
Another hustle play by another role player for the Spurs. Udoka doing a good job with yet another offensive rebound for the Spurs.
Tim Duncan is 4 for 4 at the line. National coverage of the NBA playoffs continues tomorrow on ESPN. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Pistons and the Celtics up in Boston. Coverage starts 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time and will include the NBA Draft Lottery. And then Wednesday, right here on TNT, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Winner of tonight's game will go up against Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then Saturday on ABC, Game 3 of the Celtics and the Pistons. So Duncan hitting his free throws, 6 for 6 from the stripe. Meanwhile, the Hornets, 7 of 7 from the field here in the fourth quarter to work their way back into it. They're down by 10. Oh, it's picked off by Udoka. A rare turnover for Chris Paul.
How about Udoka? He's been everywhere.
Ginobili missed on a 3. Lions have a hot hand from beyond the arc. Margo, you see Ginobili reaching out. That won't count. Foul on Ginobili. So the Spurs with their second team foul. Ginobili picks up his second. It's a non-shooting foul.
How about a big 3 here by Peja somewhere? They're not even looking for him offensively.
Paul is open for 3. Chris Paul, 8 of 17. Ginobili had to pull it back against Paul. Oh, foul is called, offensive foul with Ginobili trying to shed Paul and made contact.
And Chris Paul gave Manu Ginobili a taste of his own medicine in the flopping drill right there.
A timeout taken. It'll be New Orleans back in possession. They're down by 10.
As a cop, it's Grace's job to be good, but she lives to be bad. Academy Award winner Holly Hunter.
Let's have some fun.
Saving Grace. All new episodes coming this July, only on TNT.
You ready? Yeah. Can I take your order, please? Give me the beat. Yo. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat. Steph, give me something big. With a bunch of beef. 89 cent cheesy double beef burrito. Why pay more? That's big and cheap, yo. So here's what we do. I want one. You want one too? I forgot my wallet. I gotta spot you? Hey, you gotta spot me. Whatever. This is the jam. Should we come around? Dude, pull up. I'm going.
Impressive, huh? Now you can drive a car that has heated leather seats, dual-zone climate control, and more power than before, while still keeping Mother Earth in mind. Introducing the newly redesigned 2009 Hyundai Sonata. Luxury, fuel economy, and low emissions in perfect harmony.
Right now, get a great deal on an 09 Sonata with greater space, power, and fuel efficiency than the Toyota Camry for $3,700 less.
Turned the ball over a little bit. Next question. What, Chuck?
I'm sitting here watching the press conference. Nice suit.
Thank you, Chuck. I'm busy right now.
Hey, man, I need some socks. Those cushy cotton NBA logo socks. I need them for my footsies. They're so comfortable. About 6 to 10 pairs.
Chuck, I gotta go.
A little bit above your ankles. Hey, give me them socks.
Talk all you want with my faves from T-Mobile. Unlimited calls to your 5 favorite people. Who's in your fave 5?
It tastes as exhilarating as this feels. Miller Chill. Light beer brewed with a hint of lime and salt. Taste the thrill.
The 2008 NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by T-Mobile, the official telecommunications partner of the NBA. T-Mobile, stick together. By Miller Chill, a refreshing light beer brewed with a hint of lime and salt. By Yellow Book, wherever you look, Yellow Book. For more information, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. And by the Hyundai Sonata, 2009sonata.com.
Not the third quarter tonight, it's going to be the fourth quarter then. Make this down by 8 with 5.5 left. Anybody game, baby.
Well, I know from my personal experience on Game 7s on the road, we always wanted to be from 6 to 8 points down with under 5 minutes because it puts a lot of pressure on the home team because they have to make shots and they have to execute, and that's exactly what Byron Scott is talking right now. Even though he's the home team, if he can put the pressure back on the Spurs by closing that gap, he feels they have a shot.
And the Hornets have been making shots here in the fourth quarter. They've connected on 7 of 8 after the poor shooting third. Rare scenario with the Spurs outscoring the Hornets in the third quarter. Pargo on a catch and shoot. And it's taken by Duncan as Chandler tried to back tap. Looked like he jammed a finger in the process.
Well, it's kind of too early to be going for the home run play if you're the Hornets. Dwindle the lead down 2 by 2.
Pargo going for the steal. Ginobili, as a result, got the step and he's fouled. He's hit by Chandler. That's the second committed by Tyson Chandler. So Ginobili to the line. So a turn of events in this one with San Antonio coming up with the impressive third quarter, but the Hornets able to get back into it with the hot shooting here on the fourth.
Well, I'm more impressed by the bench of the San Antonio Spurs. Both benches really have been non-existent in this playoff series. And in Game 7, Udoka, Finley, Robert Horry coming up huge for Greg Popovich.
And Michael Finley the last couple of games with a 1 for 6, a 1 for 6, his most productive appearance. Game 4, that 20-point win at San Antonio, hit 5 of 7, including 2 threes. He's hit big threes here tonight, as has Horry, as has Ginobili. Pargo, Alberto with the rebound.
You've got Chris Paul on the floor, and you've got David West, who hasn't touched the basketball in a while offensively. Why is Jannero Pargo taking shots?
Spurs swinging it effectively, but Ginobili way off. Fielded by Chandler.
That's Udoka's fault. He should have took that shot instead of swinging it to Manu Ginobili.
Down to 4.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. And that is a kick ball. So the Hornets maintain possession. They'll have 14 on the shot clock.
Tony Parker is telling Steve Javie that wasn't a kick. I deflected it with my hand.
Alberto jumping out at Paul. Shot clock to 5. Pargo put it behind the back and is fouled by Duncan. That's 5 on Tim Duncan.
Oh, now what does Greg Popovich do? Does he take him out? A little over 4 minutes left in this game, or does he ride Tim Duncan to the finish line?
Pargo to the line for the first time. Well, this July, the #1 cable series of all time returns to TNT. Get a confession with Kira Sedgwick as the closer. Watch new episodes beginning this July on TNT. We know drama.
Well, Greg Popovich knows Tim Duncan. He knows what kind of player he is. He's a player that can play with 5 fouls. I think he's going to elect to leave him in for the stretch run.
You can see Greg took a long walk along the sideline to think about it. And he is staying with Duncan. Ginobili lost his balance. Paul tried to take it away. And a foul is called on Paul. Scott Foster makes the call.
And Byron Scott is livid right now because he's saying it's a loose ball. Chris Paul has every opportunity to be aggressive and try to go after the basketball. Right here, Ginobili stumbles. Right now, it is a loose ball. Chris Paul has every right to go after it.
Instead, it's number 4 on Paul. Shot clock to 5. Duncan has to fire. Alberto try to back tap. Handled by Pargo. Pargo for 3. That's a huge shot by Gennaro Pargo to cut the San Antonio lead down to 6. 3:20 to play on the fourth. Ginobili way off. Rebound Chandler. Pargo got the step. And let's see what the call is here. Greg Popovich looking for an offensive foul call, but the officials say no.
He's not asking for an offensive foul. He's saying, what about Ginobili at the other end? He drove the same way that Pargo just did and didn't get the call. And Pargo is at the free throw line with the same contact at the other end.
Foul committed by Alberto. Pargo at 88% free throw shooter during the regular season, and he's come to life after struggling throughout this series. Pargo 5 of 9, 14 points. Hit that 3 a moment ago. 12 of his 14 have come here in the fourth. The San Antonio lead is down to 4 as we come up on 3 minutes to play in the fourth. Tim Duncan playing with 5 fouls. Parker blocked and a foul. Chandler looking for the rejection, and he made contact. Well, this sets up a terrific finish. A game that has had all the emotions that you'd expect in a 7th and deciding game.
Aspects of personality that I can't control.
Is he a shrink?
It's a little bit more complicated than that.
KFC, huh? Hey, I found $1 in your couch.
Keep it.
You sure?
It's $1. It won't get me anything these days.
You could turn that $1 into a KFC snacker.
What?
The snacker's only 99 cents.
And it comes in buffalo.
Honey barbecue, ultimate cheese.
Today, I am a wealthy man.
So why don't you give me my $1 back?
Actually, I'm eating it.
Big taste, big variety, small coin. The 99-cent snacker is at KFC. Grab one and go for just 99 cents.
Kids Car Talk at Dublin Toyota.
Daddy wanted a truck. Mommy said, nah-uh. So we got an SUV.
In the last 2 years alone, over 7,000 families bought their new Toyotas at Dublin Toyota. Huge selection, easy financing, sale prices every day.
Our sister wouldn't ride in our old car. She even walked to the mall. Now I got a brand new Toyota. Her boyfriend comes over more now. Love you, Dubby. A Dublin Toyota, they're doing it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. The event you've been waiting for is on. Honda's Memorial Day Race to Save, our biggest event of this or any year. Running now, but not for long. We'll have sensational offers on all models, like 0.9% APR financing on 2008 Accords, Pilots, and Odysseys. That's right, 0.9%. So race on down to your Northern California Honda dealer today, because after Memorial Day, the race is over.
Holly Hunter. All new Saving Grace this July on TNT.
Charlotte, but this is a city that goes back to the New Orleans Jazz. And looking back, there have been a host of impressive individual NBA performances here in the Big Easy. You go back to February 1977. Pistol Pete Maravich put up 68 points against the Knicks. April of 1978, the Iceman, George Gervin, scored 63 on the final day of the season to win the scoring title. 1979, Moses Malone, 33 points, 37 rebounds, and a Rockets win over the Jazz. And then March of 85, Larry Bird scored a Celtics record 60 against the Hawks. At that time, Atlanta played some of its home games in New Orleans. The Hawks, coached by the Czar, Mike Fratello, came up with the defensive scheme against Bird that did not quite work out. Tony Parker.
I think the Czar appreciates you calling him out like that.
At the line, and he's given the Spurs an 82-77 lead with just under 3 to go in this fourth quarter.
Oh, plenty of time if you're Byron Scott in the Hornets. And right now, Parker, who has caught fire.
Some pressure being shown here by the Spurs as Stojakovic brings it across. Stojakovic from way downtown and way off. Chandler not able to get to it. And the ball back to the Spurs.
That's not the best shot opportunity if you're Byron Scott in the Hornets. Pargo has it going a little bit. Put the ball in Chris Paul's hands to try to find David West.
Spurs just 3 for 15 from the floor in the fourth quarter. Ginobili with the handoff to Duncan, going at Chandler. Stojakovic rebounds. Pargos has a hot hand. Gets the step and is blocked. Jump ball is called. He was tied up.
Well, was he tied up by Bruce Bowen, or did he travel?
Well, San Antonio looking for the traveling call.
No, that's a good call. Bruce Bowen got the shot block right there.
But Bowen with several inches on Pargo. We come up on 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. San Antonio clinging to a 6-point lead. They've led by as many as 17. It's run down by Paul.
Nice effort there by Pargo.
Shot clock to 6. Pargo. Back tap, played by Stojakovic. He shoots. That was a 3-point attempt. And Duncan not able to hang on. Pargo back on it. We're down to 1 minute and 45 remaining in this fourth quarter. West. New Orleans having their opportunities. Pargo knocks down a 3. It's a 3-point San Antonio lead.
Well, when you get 4 opportunities at a look at the basket, something good is going to happen.
Both teams have 2 full timeouts and a 20. 1 minute 20 to go in the fourth. 7th and deciding game. Duncan. Rebound Paul. Pargo looking to tie. Duncan with the rebound.
Wide open look for Parker, who just knocked down their 3 on the previous possession.
Final minute of the fourth quarter. Parker, yes!
Oh, cash money.
A clutch shot for Tony Parker to extend the lead with 50 seconds to play in this fourth quarter.
Look at Tony Parker telling Tim Duncan to kind of move the screen down. He felt that the guards were going underneath there. You move the screen down, you get a cleaner look at the basket.
A 20-second timeout called by Byron Scott. The Spurs shooting just 3 for 17 in this fourth quarter before that jumper by Parker. And for the first time in this series, we have a game going down
to the wire.
Yeah, right to the final minutes.
Well, right now it's not time, as you see the point differential in games 1 through 6. This is not time for the Hornets to panic and jack up a 3 right here. A quick deuce will do the same thing and let your defense, which has been pretty good at home all year, speak for itself.
Hornets able to advance to the front court. We're down to 50 seconds left in the fourth. Spurs up by 5. The ball back in the hands of Paul. See, Alberto stepped away, did not want to pick up a foul for a possible three-point play. And now Paul gives the foul on Ginobili to stop the clock. For Paul, that is number 5.
Chris Paul had the right idea here. You try to get a quick 2. He gets into the lane right here, and he felt that there was going to be contact with Alberto rotating over. Alberto didn't want to pick up the foul and kind of shied away from the contact.
Hornets over the foul limit. Ginobili 4 of 5 at the line, at 86% free throw shooter. San Antonio led by as many as 17. They were able to respond to that 12-0 run with a 13-1 spurt of their own. The Hornets moving within 3. They now trail by 7. Here's Pargo. Spurs do not want to foul. Pargo comes up short. And Stojakovic reaching out to commit the foul. That'll put Ginobili back at the line. We're down to 32 seconds remaining. A reminder, the NBA on TNT continues. Coming up next, the award-winning Inside the NBA will have live post-game reaction and analysis. And then Wednesday, it'll be Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals from Staples in LA. Coverage beginning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And unless there is a miraculous turn right here, it will be the Lakers and the Spurs meeting in the Western Conference Final Series. The Hornets take a timeout with 32 seconds left. The Spurs up 89-80. We'll be back to the New Orleans Arena after this.
Oakland with a big lead now late in the game. Maybe not the first offense game of the game.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly to your favorite vacation destinations on Southwest Airlines for as little as $59 one way. Visit southwest.com today.
You are now free to move about the country.
Arby's is saving the world from ordinary fast food with our $5 flatbread melt combo. We pledge to spice up your life with our fajita beef and Philly beef flatbread melts at a price that won't break the bank. We pledge to thinly slice our oven-roasted beef, saute our peppers and onions, and serve it up on warm, soft flatbread. Get a $5 flatbread melt combo today, and you'll be saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
Well, it appears that this magical season for the Hornets will come to a close as you look at the state of the franchise. Franchise in excellent shape, 56 wins during the regular season. 3 unrestricted free agents. Chris Anderson, who has not dressed. Ryan Bowen, who hardly plays. And Bonzi Wells has been coming off the bench. Now, this is a franchise that began its play in 1987 with the NBA awarding one of 4 expansion teams to George Shinn, and the Hornets actually began in the 88-89 season, so this their 20th year in the NBA. In their first 19 years, they never won more than 54 games in a season. In the first 19 years, they never won a 7-game playoff series, and they have turned things around in so many ways, attracting the attention of the league. There's Pargo firing from way downtown, kept alive. West, again, the Spurs step away, do not want to foul. And the Hornets have certainly attracted a local fan base. Again, the Hornets give a foul to stop the clock. Just 2 years ago, it looked like this franchise was bound to Oklahoma City permanently as they evacuated New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina, found a temporary home, and now the team has returned with a style and success that should fill this arena for many years to come. A standing ovation for Chris Paul, who picked up number 6. The numbers on Paul: 18 points, 14 assists, and I thought the Spurs did an excellent job containing Chris Paul here tonight.
Well, and you look at his numbers, it's a near triple-double, but how about one of the new faces of the league in Chris Paul? And what he has done this year, second in MVP voting behind Kobe Bryant, really willing this team and bringing this city together, all on the shoulders of Chris Paul and what he has done for this franchise.
Meanwhile, the Spurs able to come back and win the series after dropping the first 2 games. There's Pargo coming up short, and it's a rare road victory in this season's conference semifinal round. The road team winning for only the 3rd time in 25 games. Standing ovation for the New Orleans Hornets from the home crowd as time has run out, and the San Antonio Spurs have defeated the New Orleans Hornets 91-82 to win Game 7 as the defending NBA champs now move on to the conference final to go up against Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. You can visualize Phil Jackson and his staff going to the videotape, getting ready.
Well, he doesn't have to go far. Those 2 teams are familiar with one another.
And as we mentioned earlier, they did split the season series at 2-2. And the Lakers and Spurs have met 4 times in the postseason. The Lakers winning 3 of the 4 they last met in 2004 in the conference finals. That was the series highlighted by Derek Fisher's incredible shot. Lakers taking that series in 6 and then went on to lose in the finals to the Pistons. Let's go to Craig with Manu Ginobili.